Perhaps literature in the post-colonial world is much more interesting and confusing for us. How to define these literatures, it has become a problematic situation for the intelligentsia class, because just after the modern literature, the postmodern literature comes in our life, and it is difficult to define modern and postmodern literature. But according to history of English literature, post-colonial literature is a body of literary writings that responds to the intellectual discourse of European colonization in Asia, Africa, Middle East, Pacific, and elsewhere. Post-colonial literature addresses the problems and consequences of the decolonization of the country or the nation. Because it is essential for everyone to know their liberty, to know their responsibility, to know their real life in true sense. Therefore, especially the political and cultural independence is highly essential to everyone, so that they can enjoy their life as they want. But due to colonization, due to colonial system, their life has become completely slave. Their life has become a bird in the cage. That is why decolonization is a better step to break all these systems which is prevailing in our society, especially in South Africa, because the entire continent of the Africa, they were suffering from the same problem. And therefore, what happens there? It covers literary critics, and the literary critics took their weapons and they tried to uncover such type of colonial system, and people of the society, they have prepared how to decolonize and how to fight against them. Further, it is seen that racialism, colonialism, these two important terms should be realized by the people of the society, and they have to justify it, how to lead their life in a very natural way, because assimilation is essential, but only because of the colonial system we cannot assimilate to each other in a very natural and normal manner. Therefore, post-colonial discourse, by endeavoring to assimilate post-colonialism and the literary expression as well. Further, I want to share my knowledge, something regarding the post-colonial novelists and their novels. Today, I would like to discuss something about a South African novelist, namely Chinua Achebe. He was born 15th November 1930 and died 21st March 2013. During this period, he has written so many novels, and in these novels he has discussed everything about his people, language, and their culture. The South African novelist highlighted the man of the land in a very beautiful manner, which has become the source of inspiration for the novelists, and everybody reads this novel with interest. Well, the new literatures of Africa and West Indies may be seen as a manifestation of Black Renaissance. And Chinua Achebe has given with emphasis, and he has motivated the people of the land in a very comprehensive way. He has studied about his society, and that is why he has written in his novels the duty of a novelist to educate and re-educate the society. Otherwise, we will not come out from denigration and self-denigration. Further, we want to say how the people of Africa, they became ready, and they have discussed and tried to understand everything so that they can give a colonial encounter to the then administration. And it was essential for the people of the Africa and the leader, that was Chinua Achebe. At last but no least, Achebe has written so many novels, but some of them had become important and interesting for the readers of the world. His first novel, Things Fall Apart. In this novel, he has discussed about the land, about the culture, and about the people of the society in which he was born and brought up. Further, we saw No Longer at Ease. This was the second novel, and in that novel he had given some of the festivals which is a part of culture of a country or a nation. The third novel, Arrow of God. In that novel, he had given how South Africa or West Indies is cursed by nature. Another one, A Man of the People. This novel attracts the attention of the world, and people appreciated widely about the writings of Chinua Achebe. Yes, further I want to say to my students that tomorrow I shall discuss one of his best novels, that is Things Fall Apart, which was published in the year of 1958 for the first time, in which he had given the description of his land, people, culture and character.